Before armies marched, before swords met shields, before empires rose or fell, there was geography. Land shapes war. Climate shapes strategy. Terrain decides how soldiers fight, move, and survive. To understand African and European warfare, we must begin with the land itself, not weapons, not generals, but geography. No army in history fought the way it did by accident. Every military system was a response to the land it came from. Europe and Africa faced very different environments, and those environments demanded different solutions. This difference explains why armies looked different, why tactics were different, and why judging one by the standards of the other is misleading. Medieval Europe was a land full of natural obstacles. Dense forests limited movement. Rivers blocked armies. Mountains slowed supply lines. Winters could stop campaigns entirely. Because movement was difficult, holding ground became critical. This is why Europe built castles, not as symbols of power, but as tools of survival. War in Europe focused on defending towns, controlling bridges, besieging strongholds. European armies were shaped around heavy armor, close formations, and long, costly sieges. Much of Africa presented the opposite challenge. Distances were vast. Cities were far apart. Stone fortifications were rare outside certain regions. Here, standing still was dangerous. Armies needed to move fast. They needed to travel long distances. They needed to secure food, water, and trade routes. Because of this, African warfare often favored mobility over fortification. Control of movement mattered more than control of walls. In open grasslands, speed mattered. The savanna allowed long-range scouting, rapid cavalry movement, large formations to maneuver freely. African states in these regions developed cavalry forces, flexible command structures, seasonal campaigns timed with climate. This was not simple warfare. It was warfare adapted to space and distance. In dense forests, everything changed. Visibility dropped to a few meters. Horses struggled to move. Large formations became useless. Here, African armies adapted again. They relied on infantry, ambush tactics, close-range weapons, knowledge of terrain. Instead of castles, they used earthworks, natural barriers, hidden defensive positions. The forest itself became a weapon. Climate killed more soldiers than battles. In Europe, armies feared winter. Cold, hunger, and disease could destroy entire campaigns. In Africa, armies planned around rainy seasons, dry seasons, flooded rivers and scorched land. Marching at the wrong time could mean disaster. Armies that understood the climate survived. Those that did not failed. Rivers played different roles across continents. In Europe, rivers often blocked movement. Crossings became battlefields. Bridges became targets. In Africa, major rivers connected regions. The Niger, the Nile, the Senegal. African armies used rivers as supply routes, trade highways, paths for military movement. Some states even built river fleets. An army designed for European forests would struggle in African deserts. An army designed for African savannas would struggle in European siege warfare. This does not mean one was superior. It means each was specialized. Geography rewards adaptation, not imitation. Before weapons, before tactics, before battles, the land decided how war would be fought. In the next chapter, we will look at the armies themselves, how they were organized, trained, and commanded. History begins with the ground beneath our feet.